What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome back to Atlas Theory. As you guys know, decentralized autonomous corporations, DACs, aka guilds, are an important part of the Star Atlas metaverse and experience. So I thought it would be a great time to start a series where I interview some of the leaders of these DACs. Star Atlas has started to do this themselves with Santi and Pablo. You guys are killing it. So I thought it'd be a cool experience to do it here for YouTube as well. So today I have the founder of the very first DAC, Christian Dragnol, Interstellar Alliance. So here we are over with Christian. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. Like yesterday, I had such a big schedule and very busy one. So now I'm just chilling in my bed, literally, and just relaxing, watching my computer, everything, my projects, and just managing them. But yeah, pretty much doing fantastic.
Awesome to hear. Awesome. So, of course, I wanted to bring you in after seeing the interview with Pablo and Santi, just like the awesome work they're doing to really bring the whole Star Atlas community forward. Doing the DAC interviews, I was like, yeah, that's proper for YouTube. So I want to talk to you as the founder of Interstellar Alliance, just about your DAC. So I have a few questions here for you. So number one, just straight off, what is the Interstellar Alliance and what is the main goal of this corporation?
We have many goals. Let's just say it like this, and we have many ideas, which first were ideas, then become goals, and then I'm expanding them little by little, step by step. I'm trying not to rush everything, but pretty much we will be platform for platforms or community of communities. And we will be trying to make all of those projects on Solana and potentially in Ethereum when we have the gates and the necessary bridge between the Ethereum network and the Solana network, and try to make all of those projects interoperable inside the metaverse itself, in the Star Atlas project. I think that this will be one of the biggest drives for growth that I managed to figure it out, and I don't really see any other perspective than just continue to grow our community through mutual cooperation with other projects. Yeah.
Awesome.
When it comes to our main goals and ideas, I have several of them, but our goals specifically are: one, to create value for as many people as possible, as fast as possible. For me, this is extremely important because I'm well aware how the global situation, specifically in the economies, is being kind of crushed at the moment, and it's not it's not an accident. I actually understand that the global governments don't really have the best interest of the normal people for whatever reason. I'm not going to go in details for this, but
Sure.
I think that many people will lose their livelihood the way they are putting food on their table, and I think that this should be the highest priority of any community at the moment, to create value for their community members in order to stay a healthy community where people can help each other even if there is nobody else to help them in a way. And I think this is something that many people are underestimating, but some of our partners are completely aware what is going on as well. Like, for example, the Grape community, they are doing a fantastic job, and we are trying to connect as many people as possible to all kinds of goods and services that they can extract from the different projects and create value for themselves. If you are artist, if you're some talented person, whatever it can be, if you can monetize it through NFTs or token or through any other way, we will try to do our best to support those goals and dreams. We are highly motivated to support all of those people. Just like, I really liked your content when you started, and I just wanted to help you, grow your channel. And I think that you have great talent, and one day you'll be great uh, content creator, which a lot of people will be watching.
Oh, well,
Just
thank you
what
very
we,
much.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I know
and
already that you have helped me so much. Yeah, along the way, and I'm really excited. We're gonna get into it a little bit more with the grape and nation aspect here in a few questions.
mhm,
But yeah, I'm just super excited for what the Interstellar Alliance is doing. Just like you said, creating this community for communities. So going into my second question, is that your main motivation for starting this deck in the first place, or why did you choose to create one versus just joining one and playing along?
it's actually very interesting. When I was much younger than now, I really enjoyed this TV show Stargate.
Hmm.
It's one of the things that I grew up like for entertainment, and I really enjoyed the concept of it. So the concept of the Stargate series was that millions of years ago there was this ancient civilization, the ancients. That's how everybody were calling them,
Hmm.
which were creating those stargates in a selfless way, simply to connect the entire universe.
Hmm.
And they weren't doing it for good reasons or bad reasons specifically. They're just trying to give the tools to the lesser uh, technology, technologically advanced civilization to be able to save themselves in case of global catastrophe or some kind of a natural disaster that they need to save themselves or relocate or just look for help and other ways of surviving. I think that it was a very admirable thing.
Hmm.
And because the effort itself was simply too big for me even now to understand how much of an effort you need to be able to put in order to create something like this.
Yeah.
And I know when I saw the Staratos project and I was reading about it and I started understanding and having better ideas for it, I started understanding that this is probably the only place that I'm able to try to build something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to be alive one day to see our physical civilization in our world to be able to build something like this. So at least I can try to do it in the metaverse. In a way, it's
Exactly.
for my personal enjoyment, just to see how much we can build, how
Yeah.
far we can go, right? And one of the things I created for this purpose was the metaverse protocols that we'll be using in the Interstellar Alliance, like the ISN protocol, which is the Interstellar Stargate network, how we'll be able to build them, how we'll be able to protect them through our metaverse security protocols that we are building with other communities who are more focusing on PvP and are more focused on bounty hunter jobs or just want to protect their assets in a better way, more efficient way.
Mm.
And I think that building this bridge inside the metaverse
Yeah.
will exponentially make the entire growth rate of the metaverse like uh, a lot more faster. It will improve the efficiency like nothing other. I'm pretty sure that doesn't matter how much money you throw at the game, if you don't have proper infrastructure, it will not go progress as fast as I want it to progress.
Mm.
And many of our partners understand the value that can be created from this network, and they are willing to partner with us and are willing to put a lot of effort, a lot of money, pretty much everything they are building currently with their communities inside the Staratos and through cooperation to build something legendary.
Mm.
And this is possible. In our daily history, in our modern history, we know that this was the only reason why we still have a civilization, because there is still a lot of countries that are willing to cooperate between each other. And I literally view those communities as potential countries inside the metaverse.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Oh man, that's such a good answer. I just love how your in-game mission in Star Atlas is almost paralleled by your love for Stargate, in the past of building these gates, this highway, along the metaverse, and how that's all going to bring us together. In the same way, I mean, I remember listening to Ready Player One or reading I, Robot in high school, just like following these ideas of the future, watching Blade Runner, and in the same way, like I want to bring some of that into what I do here with this universe. And you're just, like you said, just going back to the whole idea, the the group within the groups, we're all here working together and creating something that, like you said, we won't get to see, like we won't be alive to see unfold in our, in this world, but we can do it together in the metaverse. So going off that, what is the government structure for Interstellar Alliance, or how are you setting this all up?
Well, pretty much it will be managed by the in-game DAO, which
Okay.
will be created and provided by the Star Atlas developers. We currently have one DAO, but it was just for limited use, for a specific purpose to buy some of the posters. And now the DAO participants will simply transfer some of the funds to buy tokens or whatever they want to spend the money in it. I'm personally not a multi-sig holder. I'm not responsible for the vault itself. It was completely community built DAO, so I try to stay a little bit away from it in a way that I do not show like I'm in possession of those funds in any way, shape, or form. I wanted to not look like I'm trying to profit of it.
Sure.
Nearly everything that I'm doing here is pro bono, so it's for my personal enjoyment. I have currently plenty of free time because I work from myself, from home, for my projects, and I find it extremely enjoyable that we can build this with the help of Star Atlas inside the metaverse, because then it will be more decentralized. And I don't really think that will be enough. This is the reason why I'm gathering so many different communities. So you can see our partnership and supporters channel. We have many people from many communities that will have different purposes, different ideas of how the Interstellar Alliance should work properly. And in a way, we'll be keeping each other in check in order to not make huge mistakes. And many people I'm seeing not only about government structures, but also in gaming structures, they are trying to create more of a tribalism, which will create a tribalist mentality on the decision making, which is not good at all. I'm going to point this out. This is the reason why in every government, in every nation, you have more than one or two parties, because you need opposition to counter your arguments and keep you in check. This is extremely important, because if you don't have this opposition, you'll be a dictatorship eventually.
Yeah.
And this will happen for sure. Every single time when a nation was controlled by one party or one organization or one king or queen, whatever it is, it will end. It ended up very, very badly for the majority of the normal people who are just trying to live their lives. And I think that the more people and the more communities we have in the Interstellar Alliance, the safer the decision making will be, because they will not going to have big stake on the voting inside the DAO.
Awesome.
Pretty much, this is how we are thinking to make it as decentralized as possible. If anybody has better idea, please let me know. I'll take everything under consideration that makes sense.
Yeah, and going off that, guys, if you have any further questions for Christian, leave them in the comment section below, and maybe we could do a follow-up. But let me go into the fourth question of 5. which is kind of going off of what you were saying with like the government structure, and it usually doesn't end up good for the newcomer or the smaller player. What is, I guess there's three parts to this. What is Interstellar Alliance going to add or offer as far as value to your new player, maybe, and then your advanced player, somebody who's maybe been in MMOs before, or well known within other similar games. And then maybe the third aspect, and I can repeat this again if you need, maybe somebody like a creator for myself coming into this alliance.
Well, I'll begin with saying this, that I'm extremely fortunate that I was the first mover inside the youth recruitment channel. So I managed to recruit a lot of very important people, in my opinion, which will help us a lot. Investor, specific developers who understand how the space works and can help us in various of different stages of our foundation growth, and eventually in the metaverse itself. For example, I have one of the best Solana developers I know taking care of our token, about the Interstellar token. It's already built and stored in a safe vault, offline vault, and he's pretty much taking care of the current structure of how we'll be distributing it with a separated team. He's also working on Solana DAO at the moment. Everybody knows that the Solana network at the moment have some issues with the DAOs, and it's not that easy to make one. There is still a lot of bugs that need to be solved, but there is a lot of teams working on it. The other thing is that when we have these people together with us working for everyone, and investing, taking the risk, because those investors will all make huge risk. I am trying to keep everybody level-headed, but you never know what can happen in the future. I'm very confident personally in the Staratus management and the project itself, but everybody need to better be prepared for the worst than just going blindly and throwing their money around.
Sure.
So the most important thing is everybody to work together, and all of those investors are planning to make serious investment in WAND, in mining instruments and technology inside the metaverse, and they will need a lot of people who will be able to manage the manual job, because this will be the best way they will be able to create value for themselves. Of course, they're taking the risk, and they will need to expect some returns in exchange. And I think that this will be very good balance between the people who are capable of providing value for others and those who want to build value only for themselves and are still not capable of providing value for others. In the system that we are trying to create and the DAO system itself, everybody can be anyone. This is the greatest thing. You can start from scratch, from nothing, and if you are good in your decisions and you are trying to be as efficient as possible, because in the Staratus metaverse we will need to calculate the fuel costs, locations, strategic locations, what kind of minerals we will be farming and mining, for what we will be spending all of those materials, what will be the best way to spend our resources, should we make insurance on our assets that we'll be building inside the metaverse and the danger zone, etc. So there will be huge amount of things that need to be thought of prior the start of everything, because if you don't have proper plan, you will be failing for sure in some very big financial ways, especially when you're talking about hundreds of people or thousands of or even tens of thousands of people one day. So we are taking this extremely seriously. I don't want to be the cause of huge financial losses to people.
Sure.
So I'm making sure that whatever we are doing, we are thinking 3 times before we do anything. this is the best way to properly make this proper decision for our future moves, because we will need to play 5D chess here, not even 4. We need to be able to predict the issues that will happen in the future, and we will need to be prepared for all of the losses that we'll be having inside. Because for sure, I will guarantee this to our communities, there will be some kind of losses inside.
Yeah.
The best way to minimize this is to have a proper plan on how to gain more than you're losing. As long as we are capable of creating more value than we're losing, eventually we'll be creating a snowball effect which will expand over time. And eventually it will pretty much the only way to stop this growth rate will be through some major cataclysm inside the metaverse, or an out war with whoever enemy we may have.
Yeah.
And even then, I don't really think that everything will be taking that much of a huge loss, because we have plenty of strategies of how we can take care of our security. That's why we have those metaverse security protocols that we are working, special bounty hunter guilds that will be hunting the criminals pretty much, who will be attacking our stations or our mining rigs, or are going to betray us in a way, or attack someone in the back. This will be a possibility that we need to think about,
Yeah.
and we need to be ready about. This is not being panicked about those stuff. This is just realism. We know that this will happen. We need to be ready, and we need to be prepared for all of those losses. As long as, just like I said, as long as we are just mining more resources, and we're capable of creating new ships, or we're capable of restoring our stations and everything else, I think that it will not be a problem for us to take losses based on that.
Perfect.
When it comes to the content creators such as you, I think the best way will be, and of course not only for the content creators like you, but also for all the people who will be trying to earn a living from us, will be with our token, which will be like a payment currency, which will be used by us. We are hoping that one day we may Aaron, there is some static noise from you.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. Yeah. Now it's better.
Okay.
Now it's better.
Sorry about that.
It's fine. Also, I think that it would be a really good way to incentivize people to look for a job in a way, like a supporting job or security job or whatever, because then they will have a steady payroll from our token. I will confirm from now, we are not going to make an ICO, and we are not going to sell our tokens to anybody, like investor or whatever. All of the tokens, or at least the majority of it, will be community earned through in-game missions created by our organization, the D.A.C itself.
Cool.
And we want to incentivize the people who are earning this token to also be able to create their own missions and give them to our members, and repay them with those tokens that they were earning prior to when they were making missions. Of course, this will take a lot of time. It will not going to happen in the coming months, that's for sure. But eventually, when everything is done, everything is secure, everything is properly arranged, we will be deploying it to all of our members. And I think that this will be the best way for people to earn a living. Of course, they will be also be able to earn a living through multiple other in-game streams, through our partnership that we are building, and products that we will be having in our main headquarters inside the safe zone, which will be building our foundation there. Also, we are in communication with several communities at the moment who are still not announced, but they have products and services that can also bring value to our members through various of ways. I'm still not capable of talking about them, but
Yeah.
eventually when our conversations are, done deal and we are capable of saying yes, we will do it. We'll be able to share more information about it. I just want to say this to our future partners who are interested in joining forces with us for whatever project they have, is that I always go on a meeting with something to put on the table.
Right.
I always try to make some kind of a use case for their product before I go and speak with them. For example, the best way to make a partnership is to have a mutual partnership, not only for us to win, but to explain properly how those people can win from this partnership. Because uh, out of those communities and projects that are currently in partnership or in supporting role with us, aren't here without a reason. They already understand that we are capable of providing some kind of value for them, and they're up and running for it. For example, the grape community is a living example. They
They're
start
great.
building the PFP gates for the community like ours, like the Grape Academy, the Degenerated Ape Academy,
Oh yeah.
which automatically created nearly 1,000 or more new wallet verifications on their platform.
Hmm.
And I know that they were in communication with communities like Solarians, for example,
Okay.
before that. But I pretty much advised them that it would be good if they focus as fast as possible on those gates and just pushing for those communities to make interoperable channels for all of their NFTs, because this will automatically create demand and utility for all of those NFTs, which currently have the biggest issue they have is that they don't have proper use case.
Right.
But for example, if you want to verify your wallet with us and join one of our nations, which are the Interstellar Nation, the Swarian Nation, and the Degenerate Nation. You will need to have that NFT in your wallet, not on the sale in a marketplace like Swarian
Yeah.
IO, now the Swarian Art
Yeah.
IO project,
Hmm.
but to have it in your possession. So this automatically creates scarcity, which will also grow out of the prices of those communities.
Right.
They're incentivized to keep them rather than sell them, because many people still don't know if there will be more and more utilities for those NFTs in the future. And from what I'm personally seeing and working on, there will be a lot more in the future. And people who I highly recommend them to be careful when they are selling their digital assets. Uh,
Awesome.
Currently, we're seeing also global inflation.
Yeah.
Saying anybody can probably already notice it. So all of those assets most likely in the future will continue to grow in price. This is just my personal speculation, but it's backed by a lot of data and a lot of information that I'm gathering through the years. So yeah, pretty much this is how we'll be building as much value as possible for all of our content creators, members, investors, and partners.
Perfect. I love it. Yeah, it's just so much value already. Like, and the mini game hasn't even launched. So, if any of you guys are watching right now and you have one of these projects that Christian was talking about, you already have a home within Star Atlas. Get on the Interstellar Alliance Discord, join that nation by proving you have that NFT, and you're set. As well as if you have a project you would like to do this with, of course, get in contact with Christian there. Now, moving away a little bit, I have one last question for you, and this one's like more of a fun one. Day one, the mini game launches, or let's say the full game launches. What are you doing? Anything from the white paper or the economics paper that caught your eye as far as job that like you really kind of want to jump in and explore?
Oh, I'll be for sure one of the builders of those targets.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm building the community in such a decentralized way in order for me to be able to go on those deep space explorations and expeditions with other community members. And one of the most important things that I want to do is just build that Stargate network
Yeah.
and just try to go as deep as we can and just build as much as we can. This will be my main thing. So from day one, I'll just take my building job if I can take it. Of course, I'm not really sure what exactly will happen and uh, what kind of part of the game we'll be able to use from the beginning. But yeah, I'll be focusing on building. If I can start out right away, this is what I'm going to do. And yeah, pretty much I'm having several projects here already in mind, writing down of how we'll be building it, what will be the best way to build something, in what kind of stages we'll be building it, how to make it as efficient as possible, to not spend too much resources for something that will not going to bring us right away any return, which will also need to be considered. And yeah, pretty much I'll be the builder.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for joining us today. And yeah, maybe we can have a call here soon, do some follow-up questions. But again, guys, founder of Interstellar Alliance, Christian, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much, and I will be happy to join you again whenever we have more follow-up questions.
Of course, of course.
Thank you everyone for listening, and take care. Power to the people.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Please let me know any questions you have or any ways I can improve these interviews for you in the future. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like, subscribe if this is your first time here, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.